She's back. Tia Toomey will be gunning for her 5th CrossFit Games championship in 2021. We'll hear from her as well as some of the women who hope to knock her off the top spot on the podium in Madison. Sara Sigmundsdottir is jumping into the training think tank. Find out why Max El-Hajj could be the man to get her back into contention at the Games. And we'll announce 2 new Masters divisions for the 2021 season. That's next on Game Central. Hi everybody, welcome to Game Central. I'm Sean Woodland. Last week we talked about the retirement of Matt Fraser, meaning that the top spot on the men's podium is up for grabs this year. Not the same story on the women's side, as defending champion Tia Toomey made it official. She is competing in the 2021 CrossFit Games season.
I will be doing the season 2021. I'm looking forward to obviously doing the Open. Right now we're currently training for and with the Australian bobsled team, but it won't be too long until I'm hopefully back in the States and can focus on CrossFit and prepping for the Open.
Here's a look as to why it's going to be so difficult to knock Tia Toomey off the top spot on the women's podium. She exploded on the scene in 2015, finished second by 40 points, finished second again the following year by just 11 points, then winning her first title in 2017 in one of the most exciting finishes we have ever seen at the CrossFit Games. But since 2017, it has been all domination. Katrin David's daughter finished second to Tia Toomey last year. She should be a factor again in 2021, but there are 3 Americans who are looking to possibly challenge Toomey for the top spot. Brooke Wells is one of them. She finished in 5th place at the CrossFit Games last year. She looks like she is trending upwards. Haley Adams, a lot of people have her pegged as the next champion. She's still young, but still very impressive as she took 4th place at the Games last year. And Carrie Pierce, who is the first American woman to finish on the podium since 2014 when Julie Fouché did it. And Pierce is ready to take the next step.
I think it's just continuing to do what I've been doing, work hard day in, day out, be consistent with everything that I do. Obviously that's training, that's nutrition, that's sleep. The recovery aspect is just as equally as important as the training. And I have an amazing group of coaches behind me. I have an endurance coach, a weightlifting coach, and then my CrossFit coach, Justin Kotler, who, tell me exactly what I have to do in training. And I always do the best that I possibly can. Not every day is perfect, but I think just consistency on a daily basis and really hammering my weaknesses right now, which is my leg strength. So we've been working on that, and it's slowly getting better and better, as we can see just from the results of the Games, and continuing to keep my strength strong as well.
You'll be able to watch that entire interview with Carrie Pierce soon on the CrossFit Games YouTube channel. Haley Adams is a very talented youngster, very impressive at the CrossFit Games last year when she took 4th place and overcame a lot of adversity to do it. She hears all the hype that is surrounding her heading into this season, and she talked to us about how she deals with that.
Yeah, I feel like I have a bunch of level-headed people around me to, keep me on the ground. So I feel like this is my journey and my path, so it won't be like anyone else's. And I'm just really enjoying the process and working hard every day to make my own legacy.
You will be able to watch that entire interview with Haley Adams soon on the CrossFit Games YouTube channel. Brooke Wells has made a change this year as well. She is working with the Proven Fitness Group, and that means she is switching up her approach to how she prepares for the CrossFit Games.
Our training hasn't been ramping up a ton just because the Open doesn't matter as much as it has previous years. So we're really just focusing on the quality of our training, making sure that we're getting the most out of each session. And we've had a lot of days where we're okay, that was a lot. But those are the days that I love the most because I can feel myself getting a lot better.
Going to be very interesting to see what Brooke Wells can do with that proven group. Now, here are some of the other contenders who are looking to track down Tia Toomey for the top spot on the women's podium. Both Carl Saunders and Annie Sakamoto are trying to come back after having kids. Annie Sakamoto, of course, a former 2-time CrossFit Games champion, and Laura Horvath out of Hungary. She is looking to return to the form that put her on the CrossFit Games podium as a rookie in 2018. With the beginning of the 2021 CrossFit Games season, there is renewed interest in the drug testing policy. Let's review the CrossFit Games policy on drug testing, starting with just some of the basics. It's directed at random in competition and outside of competition. Samples are tested for full WADA panel of banned substances, and athletes are tested periodically without notice. Now, speaking of that, there already have been some big-name athletes who have been tested in 2021. Rich Froning is one of them, along with Haley Adams, Brooke Wells, and Noah Olson. So drug testing already going on, and we haven't even started the Open yet. In the event an athlete does fail a test, that athlete could be disqualified from the competition with a loss of results. Loss of results from previous competitions. They may even have to forfeit some winnings from competitions. And in the most severe cases, athletes may find that they are banned for life. Of course, you can find the entire drug testing policy in the 2021 CrossFit Games rulebook. Other big news going on in the CrossFit Games world, Sara Sigmundsdottir has a new coach for the third time in 7 years. Sara Sigmundsdottir has yet to return to the form that we saw in her first 3 years at the CrossFit Games, when she finished on the podium twice and 4th place in 2017. But since then, she has never finished better than 19th. She has taken on Max El-Haj of the Training Think Tank as her new coach. And we spoke with Noah Olson, a man who is coached by Max El-Haj, about what it means to have Sara Sigmundsdottir as part of the Training Think Tank team. Sara Sigmundsdottir, Noah, recently announced that she's going to take on Max El-Haj as a head coach, and I know you played somewhat of a part in that. What was your role in bringing Sara on board?
Yeah, I obviously don't want to take credit for that, but I'm really excited that I got to kind of help her make that decision. Sara reached out to me after the games this year and just wanted some insight on what it was like working with Max and the rest of the Training Think Tank group. And I just kind of gave her my honest feedback that since I've been working with Max and Training Think Tank for it's been almost 5 years now, I've had my best performances at the CrossFit Games. I've built some awesome relationships, and I think that it was incredibly beneficial, and I highly recommended that she give it a try. So being able to train with Sara is going to be awesome, whether it's in person or already being able to see her on the virtual Training Think Tank leaderboard.
What makes Max such a good coach?
Max is a very unique individual. He's very intellectual, almost to like a genius level. He's also really young. I think he's only 32 or 33 years old at this point. But he's able to translate all of that information that he takes in and understands and simplify it and put it into our programming. So just knowing how smart he is, how driven he is, and all of the research that he's doing and the information that he's taking in, it makes me trust in my program fully, that I'm doing the right stuff that it's going to take to be the fittest man on earth, because I know that that's my number one goal. And since working with him, that is one of his number one goals as well.
How do you think Max can help Sara this season?
I think that Max has a special gift for taking athletes that come to him maybe in an unideal situation, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, kind of easing them back into training, because I myself, coming off of my worst finish at the games, 15th place in 2016, needed a little bit of that. I needed some reframing, restructuring, and we kind of got into things slowly. But as they built, I had this really strong, firm foundation that I think will benefit Sara a lot because of everything that she's gone through in the last few years.
It's going to be very interesting to see what Sara Sigmundsdottir can accomplish this season under the tutelage of Max El-Haj. Let's move on to the Masters divisions. Big news, everybody. 2 new Masters divisions being introduced for the 2021 CrossFit Games season. We are introducing the new 60 to 64 division and now a 65 plus division for both the men and the women. So something that Masters athletes have been asking for a while now. So this is a reality in 2021, 2 new divisions for those age groups. Let's bring on Annie Sakamoto now, who's been to the CrossFit Games 4 times, twice as an individual, twice as a Masters athlete. Annie, what does this mean to the Masters community right now?
I think this is great, Sean. You know, the first time I competed as an individual, I was already 35 years old. And at that time, I still didn't realize how much being a master and your age changing by even just 2 years really makes a difference in your ability to recover and obviously your performance. And so now, being 45 years old, I see that even a year or two makes a huge difference in how I feel, how I recover. And so to think that they've listened to the community and honored their desire to have these new age divisions, because really, let's face it, 65, it's not the same as being 60 years old, and being 70 is even a whole nother ball game. It's just great to see that CrossFit has listened and honored the changes that happen as we get wiser and a little more perfected.
The Masters community is one that is always growing. How do you think this is going to affect participation in that side of the sport?
I really hope that we see participation grow because, again, you're now opening up the ability for a lot more people to feel competitive and feel like they're being honored not only for their age, but for their ability to compete, but doing that amongst their peers. So my hope is this actually kind of widens the field of competition.
Annie, thank you so much for taking a quick second to join us and give your thoughts on the new divisions, and best of luck in your training for 2021.
Thank you, Sean. Good to see you.
The Worldwide Open is right around the corner. It starts March 11th. If you haven't signed up, get on it. You got to head to games.crossfit.com to register, and you can be part of all the fun for the 2021 CrossFit Games Open. That is going to do it for us for today. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland, and we'll see you next time on Game Central.